Alright, you see old wood doofus totally blew it. What's up everybody? Today I'm going to be showing you how I made this distressed barnwood look for the top of this sideboard. I have other videos available for the rest of the build of this, including building these raised panel doors and then the full build itself. So make sure you subscribe. I really like the way this top turned out, so I wanted to give the top its own video. Okay, so my tabletop is going to be 4 2x6s wide, but I need it to be 18 inches wide. So 4 2x6s at 5.5 each is going to be 22 inches. So what I need to do is cut off 1 inch of each board. So I am going to cut off 1/2 inch of each side of each board. I'm going to use my straight edge over here to joint one edge to make a straight edge on the board, and then I'm going to flip it over and cut the other 1/2 inch off with the new straight edge. Alright, you see old wood doofus totally blew it on that. I think I can salvage it. What I did is I lost the straight edge parallel with the board. I wasn't paying attention, so I need to redo the last little bit of that and it should be okay. Alright, that's better. So now that I have all the long boards jointed on one side, I can use that straight edge against the fence now, so I don't need to use this anymore. And what I want is 4.5 inches times 4 should be the 18 inches that I need. So all I have to do is now set this to 4.5 inches. And for these breadboard ends, I just need to cut 1/4 inch off of both sides, so I'll do the same thing with those. So the rough cutting was a success. I think to join it, I'm gonna at least start with these splines to cut out a groove down in there that this will sit halfway through one and halfway through the other to connect them and keep them straight, which is a problem I've had in the past. I have clamps that can clamp all this and glue it real good, but these will mainly be keeping it straight and improve the connection too. And I have this bit that happens to be the same width as these cutoffs that I found. So this is a 3/4 inch cutoff piece. It's half of 3/4 is 3/8, right? Yeah. And that's how much I'm gonna cut off because I want to put half in each board. But I don't want to cut the whole 3/8 off all at once because that's too much material for this bit and it could loosen up and start to climb in and destroy my piece. So we're going to do half and half, do it in 2 passes. Alright, so half of 1.5 is 3/4 and I want to cut halfway through here. So I set my fence to 3/4 of an inch on both sides and we're ready to cut. Alright, now that we made all the passes, we are going to take it up the rest of the way and make all the passes again. Oh yeah, now we're cooking with gas. I just finished putting 3 coats of polyurethane on the top here, but what you're about to see is the staining process. So I'll walk you through it and then I'll show you the process itself. First of all, I burned and scraped the thing. I burned it all the way black and then I scraped off all the char with this wire brush. Second thing I did was I used my, what's it called? Weathered gray stain, and I applied it on in random places along the grain line. Then I took the dark walnut stain and filled in any spots that I didn't get with the gray, and then I kind of blended them together with a paper towel. The last thing I did was cover it with a little bit of whitewash. So I had a little bit of white paint in this jar. I added some water. You want to go for about equal parts water and paint for a whitewash. I spread the whitewash on as thin as I could, and then I wiped it off with a dry paper towel, and that helped blend the whole thing at the end of the process. The last thing I did after it dried was I took a little bit of sandpaper. I thought I had the sandpaper around here. I don't. Took a little bit of sandpaper and I started to lightly sand the whole surface. What the sanding does is it takes all the high spots on the tops of the grain and darkens them. It takes the white off and leaves the white in the troughs, and takes the peaks of the grain and darkens them from the stain underneath. It really brings out the grain that way. Alright, so let me show you how I did this stain. Alright, thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe to check out the other parts of this build and the other videos that I'm going to be putting out, or if they're not out already. Until next time, don't be afraid to be a doofus.